What's stress? 1. Introduction. Stress is an inevitable part of life. From the pressures of work and family to unexpected challenges and traumatic events, stress can manifest in various forms and affect people differently. Understanding stress, its causes, effects, and how to cope with it is essential for maintaining overall well-being. This comprehensive guide delves into the multifaceted world of stress, shedding light on its various dimensions, and offering strategies to manage and mitigate its impact on our lives. 2. Definition of stress. Stress is a term often used in everyday conversation, but it can have different meanings in different contexts. In the realm of psychology and medicine, stress is defined as the body's response to a demand or threat. This response, commonly known as the fight or flight response, is the body's way of preparing to deal with a potentially harmful situation. When faced with stress, the body releases a cascade of hormones, including adrenaline and cortisol, which activate physiological and psychological changes. These changes are designed to help us respond to the stressor effectively. For instance, our heart rate increases, our muscles tense up, and our senses become more alert. Stress can be categorized into two main types: acute stress and chronic stress. 3. Types of stress. 3.1 Acute stress. Acute stress is the most common type of stress and is typically short-term. It occurs when you encounter a specific and immediate threat or challenge. This could be anything from narrowly avoiding a car accident to meeting a tight work deadline. Acute stress triggers the body's fight or flight response, and once the threat is resolved, the stress subsides. While acute stress is a normal part of life and can even be beneficial in some situations, chronic stress is where problems often arise. 3.2 Chronic stress. Chronic stress, on the other hand, is long-term and pervasive. It can result from ongoing issues such as financial problems, relationship conflicts, or work-related pressures. Unlike acute stress, chronic stress doesn't subside after the threat is removed. Instead, it lingers and can have a detrimental impact on physical and mental health. Identifying whether the stress you're experiencing is acute or chronic is crucial, because the management strategies for each type can vary significantly. 4. The stress response. The stress response, also known as the fight or flight response, is a complex physiological reaction that occurs when the body perceives a threat. It involves various systems in the body working together to prepare for action. 4.1 Physiological changes. During the stress response, several key physiological changes take place. Increased heart rate. The heart rate increases to pump more blood and oxygen to the muscles and brain, preparing the body for physical exertion. Muscle tension. Muscles tense up in preparation for action. This can lead to muscle aches and pain, especially in cases of chronic stress. Dilated pupils. Pupils dilate to improve vision and alertness, allowing better perception of potential threats. Sweating. Sweating increases to regulate body temperature during periods of increased physical activity. Respiratory changes. Breathing becomes faster and shallower, increasing oxygen intake. Release of stress hormones. The adrenal glands release adrenaline and cortisol, which provide a surge of energy and sharpen mental focus. 4.2 Psychological changes. In addition to physiological changes, the stress response also affects cognitive and emotional functions. Heightened alertness. Stress can make you more alert and focused on the stressor, sometimes to the point of hypervigilance. Decreased rational thinking. Stress can impair rational thinking and decision-making as the brain prioritizes immediate survival over long-term planning. Emotional responses. Stress often triggers strong emotional reactions, including anxiety, fear, anger, or sadness, depending on the nature of the stressor. The stress response is an adaptive mechanism that helped our ancestors survive in life-threatening situations. However, in modern life, chronic activation of this response can lead to a range of health issues. 5. Causes of stress. Stress can originate from a wide array of sources, and what one person finds stressful, another might not. Some common causes of stress include 5.1 Work-related stress. Work-related stress is a prevalent issue in today's fast-paced and competitive world. It can stem from factors such as heavy workloads, tight deadlines, conflicts with colleagues or superiors, job insecurity, or the need to balance work and family responsibilities. 5.2 Financial stress. Financial stress arises when there are concerns about income, debt, or financial stability. This type of stress can be especially challenging because it often affects various aspects of life, including housing, healthcare, and relationships. 5.3 Relationship stress. Interpersonal conflicts, breakups, or difficulties in family relationships can be significant sources of stress. The need for effective communication and conflict resolution skills is essential in managing relationship stress. 5.4 Life changes and transitions. Positive life events like marriage, childbirth, or starting a new job can also be stressors. Even events typically considered joyful can cause stress due to the adjustments and changes they require. 5.5 Health-related stress. Serious illnesses, injuries, or chronic health conditions can lead to significant stress. The uncertainty and disruptions that health issues bring can be emotionally and psychologically challenging. 5.6 Trauma. Experiencing or witnessing a traumatic event, such as a natural disaster, accident, or violence, can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. This condition involves long-term and severe stress symptoms. 5.7 Environmental stressors. Environmental stressors can include factors like noise pollution, air pollution, or living in an unsafe neighborhood. These stressors can have a cumulative effect on an individual's well-being. 5.8 Daily hassles. Everyday annoyances and hassles, such as traffic jams, long queues, or minor inconveniences, can add up and contribute to overall stress levels. It's important to recognize that the causes of stress are highly individualized. What one person finds stressful, another might not perceive as a stressor at all. Furthermore, the cumulative effect of multiple stressors can be particularly detrimental to one's mental and physical health. 6. Effects of stress. The effects of stress on the body and mind are extensive and can manifest in various ways. While some stress can be motivating and help us perform better under pressure, chronic stress can lead to serious health problems. 6.1 Physical effects. 6.1.1 Cardiovascular issues. Chronic stress is a known risk factor for cardiovascular diseases. The constant release of stress hormones can lead to high blood pressure, increased heart rate, and inflammation in the arteries, increasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. 6.1.2 Gastrointestinal problems. Stress can disrupt digestion and lead to gastrointestinal issues such as irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, indigestion, and stomach ulcers. 6.1.3 Weakened immune system. Prolonged stress can weaken the immune system, making the body more susceptible to infections and illnesses. 6.1.4 Muscle tension and pain. Muscle tension caused by stress can lead to chronic pain, including tension headaches, neck and back pain, and temporomandibular joint (TMJ) disorders. 6.1.5 Sleep problems. Stress often disrupts sleep patterns, leading to insomnia or poor quality sleep. Lack of sleep, in turn, can exacerbate stress, creating a vicious cycle. 6.1.6 Weight gain or loss. Stress can affect eating habits and metabolism, leading to weight gain or loss, depending on the individual's response to stress. 6.2 Mental and emotional effects. 6.2.1 Anxiety and depression. Chronic stress is a significant risk factor for anxiety and depression. The constant activation of the stress response can lead to persistent feelings of anxiety, sadness, or hopelessness. 6.2.2 Cognitive IMPARMENTSSTRESS can impair cognitive functions such as memory, attention, and decision-making. It can also make it difficult to concentrate on tasks and solve problems. 6.2.3 Emotional instability. Stress can lead to mood swings, irritability, and emotional instability, making it challenging to maintain healthy relationships and manage daily life. 6.2.4 Decreased self-esteem. Prolonged stress can erode self-esteem and self-confidence, leading to negative self-perception and self-doubt. 6.2.5 Substance abuse. Some individuals turn to alcohol, drugs, or other substances as a way to cope with stress, which can lead to addiction and further complicate mental health issues. 6.3 Behavioral substance abuse effects. 6.3.1 Aggression and irritability. Chronic stress can increase aggression and irritability, making it difficult to interact with others calmly and constructively. 6.3.2 Social isolation. Some individuals withdraw from social activities and relationships when dealing with chronic stress, leading to feelings of loneliness and isolation. 6.3.3 Procrastination and avoidance. Stress can lead to procrastination and avoidance of responsibilities, creating a cycle of stress due to uncompleted tasks. 6.3.4 Risky behaviors. In some cases, stress can lead to engaging in risky behaviors, such as reckless driving or unsafe sexual practices, as a way to cope or seek temporary relief. The effects of stress can be profound and far-reaching, impacting not only the individual, but also their relationships, work, and overall quality of life. Recognizing the signs and symptoms of stress is essential for early intervention and effective management. 7. Coping with stress. Managing and coping with stress is essential for maintaining overall well-being. While it's impossible to eliminate stress entirely from life, there are numerous strategies and techniques that individuals can use to reduce its impact and build resilience. 7.1 Lifestyle Strategies. 7.1.1 Healthy eating. A balanced diet that includes a variety of nutrients can support physical and mental health. Avoiding excessive caffeine and sugar intake can help regulate energy levels and mood. 7.1.2 Regular exercise and physical activity has been shown to reduce the effects of stress by releasing endorphins, which are natural mood lifters. Even moderate exercise, such as walking or yoga, can be beneficial. 7.1.3 Sufficient sleep. Prioritizing sleep and maintaining a consistent sleep schedule can improve stress resilience and overall well-being. 7.1.4 Relaxation techniques. Practices like deep breathing, meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, and mindfulness can help calm the mind and reduce stress levels. 7.1.5 Time management. Effective time management and organization can reduce the stress associated with feeling overwhelmed by responsibilities. 7.2 Social support. 7.2.1 Communication. Open and honest communication with friends, family, or a therapist can provide emotional support and help in processing stressors. 7.2.2 Social connections. Maintaining strong social connections and engaging in enjoyable activities with others can boost mood and reduce feelings of isolation. 7.3 Cognitive and psychological strategies. 7.3.1 Cognitive behavioral therapy (CBT). CBT is an evidence-based approach that helps individuals identify and change negative thought patterns and behaviors associated with stress. 7.3.2 Stress management training. Learning stress management techniques, such as problem-solving and relaxation skills, can empower individuals to better cope with stressors. 7.4 Setting boundaries. Establishing clear boundaries and learning to say no when necessary can prevent excessive stress from overcommitting to responsibilities or people-pleasing. 7.5 Seeking professional help. In cases of severe or chronic stress, seeking help from a mental health professional, such as a therapist or counselor, can provide valuable support and guidance. 8. Managing chronic stress. Managing chronic stress often requires a more structured and long-term approach. Here are some additional strategies for dealing with persistent stress. 8.1 Identify stressors. Begin by identifying the specific stressors in your life. This could involve keeping a journal to track what situations or events trigger your stress response. 8.2 Develop coping strategies. Once you've identified stressors, work on developing coping strategies for each one. This might involve problem solving, seeking support, or changing your perspective on the stressor. 8.3 Time management and prioritization. Organize your time and tasks effectively, prioritizing what's most important and letting go of less critical commitments. 8.4 Mindfulness and meditation. Regular mindfulness and meditation practices can help you stay grounded and better manage the physiological and psychological effects of stress. 8.5 Physical health. Prioritize your physical health through regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep to build resilience against stress. 8.6 Seek professional help. If chronic stress is severely impacting your life and well-being, consider seeking the guidance of a therapist or counselor who specializes in stress management. 9. Stress in different life stages. Stress is a universal experience, but its nature and impact can vary depending on an individual's life stage. Here's a look at how stress manifests at different points in life. 9.1 Childhood and adolescence. Children and adolescents can experience stress related to academic pressures, social relationships, and family dynamics. It's crucial for parents and caregivers to provide emotional support and teach coping skills during these formative years. 9.2 Young adulthood. Starting a career, managing finances, and navigating relationships can be stressful for young adults. Developing healthy coping mechanisms early can set the stage for better stress management in the future. 9.3 Midlife can bring stressors related to career changes, raising a family, and caring for aging parents. It's a time when individuals may reflect on their life choices and seek fulfillment. 9.4 Older adulthood. Retirement, health concerns, and loss of loved ones can be significant stressors for older adults. Maintaining social connections and engaging in activities that bring joy and purpose are essential for managing stress in this life stage. 10. Conclusion. Stress is a natural part of life, but it's essential to recognize when it becomes chronic or overwhelming. Understanding the different types of stress, their causes, and their effects on the body and mind is the first step toward effective management. By implementing lifestyle changes, seeking support, and developing coping strategies, individuals can reduce the impact of stress on their lives and improve their overall well-being. Additionally, recognizing that stress can vary throughout different life stages allows for targeted approaches to stress management and resilience building. Ultimately, stress is a challenge that can be met with resilience, adaptability, and a proactive approach to self-care. In doing so, individuals can lead healthier, happier lives despite the inevitable stresses that come their way.